Something that's real, and you made me reflect. When you talk about spirit, I told a neighbor, he was talking about admiring my lawn, how well kept it was. This was many years ago. My boy was little, and I could tell in his spirit he wanted to compliment me, but it didn't come out as a compliment. It came out because that's just was his nature. He has a little envy in him. So he said, I want a lawn like Mohammed's over here. And I said, well, you know how you get it? I said, you got to have Mohammed's spirit first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the way you deal with it.
That's it.
That's the way you deal with it.
That's true.
They don't realize that until you get the right spirit, you're not going to have the success or the mercy or the blessings that they see us. Most of us deal with the same. I know if I deal with it, you got a lot of people that's envious and jealous of you. But we got to stop babying them and accepting their envy and jealousy as if it's a natural thing in their life. They got to help them purge that jealousy and envy out of them. And let them know that if you want what I got, you got to work hard. You got to first submit to Allah and submit to God.
It's two things that they did, more than two. It's three. They took the culture away from the Africans. All right? They took his language. That's why we speak English. We don't even speak a foreign language. Everybody else do, and they want to know what they're talking about. They go into the foreign language. We don't. The black colleges, as far as I know, has never taught an African language, but they have taught other languages because it's supplemented by the government. The next thing that they took away from us, and they did very well, is identity of self. We don't know who we are. And with that, all of us, to some degree, have envy and jealousy. To some degree. That's a cancer. That's a and we are dealing with a diabolical system. Don't worry about, well, I'm hungry. That guy doesn't even know his way home. Okay? You're dealing with a system of white racist supremacy. Now, Imam Mohammed didn't put it that way, but he knew all of this stuff that I'm trying to talk about. Because I heard him and he touched my spirit. I know he knew. It was only three. White, out of the white group, come the white supremacists. All whites are not white supremacists. That makes two. So the white supremacists set up the non-white group. That's the three. Black, brown, red, and yellow. And they only set that up to mistreat somebody. If you don't think it, just keep your eyes open. You'll be mistreated before you get on. Yeah, that's why they set it up. So we got to think differently. We don't worry about him. Somebody said we don't worry about him. What we're looking at establishing justice among ourselves, because you cannot be free without justice. Freedom, justice, and equality. It was in the first, is in the second. It's going to be always. You're not going to ever be free without justice, because if you mistreat somebody, somebody going to get even. That's what's happening over there in Palestine. I've said enough. One thing before I go. We need to establish, as Imam Mohammed said, I didn't even touch these notes because y'all took them off.
Can't nobody give it. You said it. Can't nobody give it like you did it.
Yeah, what you? So, we need to establish an intelligentsia of intellect, coming from the intellect that I heard Imam Muhammad say the baby have. So the baby is born, and I bear him witness because I watched ever since the 70s. I started watching babies from Imam Muhammad because I've watched them before, but I know what I was looking at. I learned how to look at them. And babies, when you reach out, coo, come on, baby, coo, they checking the world out. You got to be up in their face a long time before they start playing, because their intellect is working. And it develops to like on and on and on and on and on and on. You get a guy like Agent over here and he's pretty sharp. Yeah, see, no, there's a lot of you in here. I mean, but that's starting from the intellect. So we should be studying our people and conditions and finding out how we got in this position and how we can make certain that it doesn't happen again. That's what the Jews try to tell you. Never again. But we should be putting our position papers. Now, T.D. Jakes, I'm not going to do that. Creflo Maniac, Creflo Dollar. None of them. Okay? None of those. They're not going to do that. All right? Eddie Long? Nope. None of them. But we are in a position to study and put our position papers on the African American race, and they need it because they don't even know. We've been exposed to knowledge to where we do know. The Jews, they never invited us to the synagogue. They write books. They put out position papers. That's how they get the word out. They never knocked on my door. Want to talk? No. But there's only about 2,000 of them here. 2 million. Excuse me, 2 million. And it's probably no more than that now. All the years, they control here and over there. Them that come from here. Now, all Jews are not the same. I'm talking about those dangerous ones. There's some dangerous ones that come out of New York and here, and there's some that come out of Russia, the Bolsheviks. In 1948, when they went in there, the Christians and the Jews was living in peace. No battle. Next door to each other, going to Hanukkah with them, and they come to Ramadan. The people from Russia and the people from the States, they had been in wars. World War I, World War II, so forth and so on. They knew how to fight. I think the first time they attacked them, they killed 300 of them. 300. And they just started taking and taking and taking and taking up to now. And you'd be surprised what happened in that 6-day war, then 1982, and the part that the United States played in that, and our tax money. That's another thing. We paying for casinos. We paid for giving land back to people that enslaved us. We paid for people interned Japanese and everybody else, and they don't want to talk about 300 years of free labor. Nobody even want to discuss it. Okay, free. The biggest commodity on the stock market after the Civil War or before the Civil War was a black body. Okay, you get so many acres of land and put a couple of guys, a man and a woman on there. All you gotta do is wake up, make sure to go to work and be there when you feed them, and come back and do the same thing the next day for 300 or more years. Then set up Jim Crow laws for another 100 years. Then they really psyched me out when they start talking about civil rights. I don't know who civil is. I know when them gays go down, they say they want gay rights. When the humpbacks go down, they say they want humpback rights. But we go down there talking about civil rights. The mistake that we made, King included, and all the rest of them, is when we went for social justice instead of economic justice. I wouldn't give a fat Rasputini about sitting at the lunch counter with somebody if I'd rather not be broke.
I agree. That's why ain't nobody listens. You still in bondage, economic bondage.
Yes.
We ain't free. That's
no.
Still a slave.
We the only one. We the only one.
Slave they care about.
Right. We the only one talking about voters' rights. Well, if you're a citizen, you don't have to legislate no voters' rights. You already got them. Yeah. So these are the things. Some of the things that we want to talk about, and I pray Allah forgive me for the things that I may have said wrong or in error, and I pray Allah that you forgive me as well. And I hope that you, if I said anything of worth, of good, take that and do the best with it. And next time, I think I'm gonna send some people down here in advance party to make sure that they stick to the script. They say they say it's all been rehearsed. I mean, we're gonna work on that one.
You're gonna be at the meetings. You're gonna put you on the committee.
Yeah, well, they may not change things. Yeah, it may not change things though, because I'm already on the committee. But yet I got my good bar taken away. I mean, not one time. 1, 2, 3. What are the other ones?